Someone should help this blind guy across the street. Looks like me. What should I do? What luck. Say, mister, I noticed your sign about this book.
Ah, you mean the one about advice for all occasions? Excellent book, excellent.
Have you read it?
Oh, sure, cover to cover. It's worth every penny. Say, did you notice it's on sale, special price, today only? I bet you could use a book like this every day, a real constant companion. What do you say?
No, thanks. Actually, all I wanted...
I'll tell you what. Smart guy like you, I'll knock off 10% from the sale price. How you gonna beat a deal like that?
No, not today.
20%, my final offer.
Please, really, no books. What I need is some advice.
No books, huh? He probably wants some free advice.
Well, you say you read the book.
Yeah?
Well, come on, help me out.
Okay, we aim to please. That's our motto. Fire away.
Great. I have just one question. What are you supposed to do when you meet a blind person?
A blind person? Well, that depends. Hey, if you're a cop and he's a robber, you throw him in the slammer.
Get in there, you.
If you're a lawyer and she's the judge, you just say, "If it please the court."
You may proceed.
If you're a beggar and he's a passerby, you say, "Brother, can you spare a dime?" If she's carrying a flag, you salute. If he's a...
Hold it.
What's the matter?
That's not the kind of advice I need.
Oh, it isn't, huh?
No, look, I once heard you can get a little, like a
little, what?
You know, a pamphlet, you know? It tells all about blind people.
A pamphlet?
Yeah, like how to help a blind guy cross the street, how to sit him in a chair and cut his meat, that sort of thing. Doesn't your book have anything like that?
There's all kind of advice, but nothing like that. In fact, this book doesn't even mention blind people.
But you were just talking about blind robbers and blind judges. Isn't that in your book?
Oh, sure. It's got advice about robbers and judges. Naturally, it works for blind robbers and blind judges. And...
Oh, it does, huh?
Yeah, but there's nothing here just about blind people.
Say, haven't you heard about truth in advertising? Your sign says...
Now, that's right. All the advice you will ever need. You see, there's no special advice about blind folks because you really don't need it.
Don't tell me I don't need it. I wouldn't be standing here if I didn't need it.
Well, you may think you do, but I'll bet I can find advice in this book to cover any situation you can think of.
I doubt it. Not if it doesn't have advice about blind people.
Listen, just try me.
All right. Just a while ago, there was a blind guy standing right over there at the curb. He wasn't carrying a flag. I don't know if he was a judge or a robber or what he was. All I know is this blind guy was standing there on the corner, and I didn't have any idea what to do about it. Now, what does your book have to say about that?
No flag, huh? Well, let's have a look. Okay, here we go. Right here under Street Corner Encounters, it says... If you walk up to a street corner and there's a person standing there at the curb, do the following. A, play it by ear. B, let your conscience be your guide. C, do whatever the situation calls for. Oh, and there's a footnote here. It says, if you forget rules A, B, and C, you can achieve the same results by resorting to all-purpose rule Z. Use your head.
Just as I thought. No help at all. I told you, he wasn't just a person I saw. It was a blind person.
Hey, look, people are people. This advice works for anyone.
Baloney. It doesn't tell me if I was supposed to help that guy across the street or give him directions or what.
Sure it does.
Come on, how do you figure that?
Okay, look. What do you usually do when you see a guy standing on a corner? You know, a guy who isn't blind. Do you go rushing over to help him across the street?
Of course not. People who can see don't need help to cross the street.
Right. They usually don't. But what about someone with a broken leg?
Well, sure.
How about a woman carrying a piano?
A piano?
You get the idea.
Well, naturally, I'd help out a person who needed it.
And when people don't need any help, you just let them go their merry way, right?
Sure, usually. Well, sometimes I say, howdy, or how'd enough for you, something like that.
In other words, you just play it by ear, right? Just like the book says.
Well, sure.
Okay, now, why won't that same advice work for a blind person? Just play it by ear. You know, if the person needs help, offer to help. If not, then don't. Just like you do with other folks.
See, the problem is I don't know anything about blind people. How would I know if a blind person did need help?
Oh, come on. How do you usually tell if somebody needs help?
Oh, I don't know. You can usually just tell when someone's having trouble, just by the way they act.
See? You answered your own question.
What, you mean you can do that with a blind person, too? I mean, you can just sort of tell if they could use some help.
Why not? Like I said, people are people.
Yeah, I guess so. But look, what if the person does need help? Aren't there special rules about helping blind people across the street and things like that?
Nah. The only rule you need is All-Purpose Rule Z. Remember?
You mean, use your head.
Right, say. You've been paying attention. Now, let's think. Come on.
Huh?
Isn't there some way you could find out how to help this person?
Well, I suppose I could, I could ask him.
By George, I think he's got it. When in doubt, have a go at the old give and take. Talk it over, work it out.
Seems to make sense, all right. That's all there is to it, huh?
Works every time. By the way, what did you end up doing about that blind guy on the corner?
Well, I really didn't get a chance to do anything. I was standing there wondering what to do when the light changed and the guy just walked across the street and went into a restaurant.